Morning Spurs fans, Paul the Hotspur hippie here. I'm in a secret location in the Blue Mountains just west of Sydney, and I've gone walkabout for a few days, and over that way, about another 4 or 5 hours, is a place called Tottenham. So it's a little village in New South Wales, and you've got to have stupid aims in life, so I think I'll have a bit of a road trip out that way just to see what Tottenham's like. I think it's going to be quite different to N17, and it's a silly thing to do, but why not, eh? Anyway, Spurs news this morning. I see that good old Kulu has signed with us. Looks like it's 6 years. Well, that's what I saw. I don't understand all this accounting stuff. They signed for $30 million or euros or whatever the bloody currency is. I'm a currency dyslexic from Juventus, and you know, I was a bit on the fence about Kulu, but that's basically because of last season's performance. But if we get that player back we signed in the first year, that's pretty cheap, I reckon. So it'd be nice to have him around. That's something we don't have to, as a position we don't have to fuck around with too much. We've got some nice options on that right side now, haven't we? With Decky and Pedro Porro and Emerson at the back. Probably need some, maybe a bit of backup in there somewhere. Other good news I saw, and this really tickled my fancy, was the young kid Mikey Moore has signed. I saw a couple of days ago that we were trying to sign him and things like that, and I'm thinking, oh, please don't bugger this one up. And we've got him, I think. Looks like. I think Fabrizio's saying it is, but sometimes he's a bit wobbly these days, is old Fabrizio. But he's a great little player. If you haven't seen the, I think it was the under-17s final, where Spurs won the Premier Cup, as we did in the under-18s as well. But well worth watching to see this guy. He's 15 years old, and give it a couple of years, and I think he's going to become a very familiar name to a lot of us, because he's fantastic, man. He's a good dribbler. And he's got nice control of the ball. He's got a bit of that Glenn Hoddle about him, where he can spin the ball around the ground and just knock it into the stride of a player running onto it. So I'm really happy with signing Mikey Moore. So the two main youth ones that I knew about were Mikey Moore and is it Alfie Dorrington? Two really good players. Dorrington, I want to see some of him this year. A centre half. We need a bit of centre half action happening. Looks like there's rumours here and there. We've been linked to this and that, but it'd be nice to have a bit of a homegrown kid come through. And he looked the business. So maybe things are looking up on the youth side a little bit. One signing that's for the near future, and one that's for a couple of years away. So that's nice to see. It'd be nice to see a bit of homegrown talent come through the roots, come through the academy, play in the first team. I think homegrown players always add a little razzle dazzle, a little sizzle, a little bloody heart to the football team. Instead of having players assembled from all over the place, it's nice to have kids that have come up from the club. The meaning of that badge has been put deep inside their souls, and they usually give a little bit more. We've had a good old history at White Hart Lane of homegrown players in the past. At the moment, we've got Harry Kane, but I'm thinking of players like Mickey Hazard. Glenn Hoddle. I mean, you can't go past those two, but we've had quite a few. UEFA Cup final 1984, second leg, lots of homegrown players in that, and they did the business. So things are looking good there, eh? I've seen reports with David Raya. He's basically saying, look, I want to leave Brentford, but I'm a Brentford player. I'm under contract. They're asking for a higher price, which is making it all tricky. But something I did like what David Raya said, because he seems to be keen on moving to Spurs, and he's talking about he wants to further his career and win titles and cups and things. So if he's saying that in the same breath as he's saying that he wants to move to Tottenham, that's a nice attitude, isn't it? Nice attitude. So there's a player that believes that we could go places. Maybe old Big Ange has got in his ear and said where he wants to take the team. Maybe he's whet his appetite, licking his lips in anticipation. But that's a nice reason to want to move to Tottenham, isn't it? Forget all what the pundits and knobheads on Talk Sport say. This is a club that's going places. It's going places. It's going to be an exciting year. Ange Postecoglou has got the place humming already. He hasn't even started yet. He doesn't start till 1st of July, and already he's got players thinking of triumphs and glories and playing good football. He's saying that he's looking forward to. Big Ange is saying he's looking forward to playing West Ham in Perth, because it's going to give people a chance to see the football that we want to play. How exciting is that? None of this five at the back shit anymore. It's going to be running up the pitch. We're going to be running that way. We're not going to be all standing around with our hands on it, having a tug, looking around, passing to the nearest player 5 foot away, hospital passes. Oh, that's a thing of the past. Oh, imagine that, a season without being frustrated at Eric Dyer passing to someone who's got 5 players coming on to him. All that's gone, mate, because it looks like Dyer could be gone, Sanchez could be gone, who else could be gone? I don't know, just get rid of the whole load of muppets. It's brilliant, and we might be getting paid for them. So I'm getting more and more excited every day that goes on about this season. It's all moving in the right direction, it's going that way. I love it. I want to see things I'm looking forward to. Next couple of weeks we're going to get Ange in full flight, probably in a press conference, sticking it to the journos who are going to ask him dumb questions like, what do you know about football? And then he'll just go on for about 5 minutes about football, and they'll go, yeah, okay, fair point, yeah, okay. And then sneak off back under the rocks that these Fleet Street meatheads, live in, making stuff up. Sources close to, unattributed quotes, waffle, all to put Spurs down. I want to see a bit of a siege mentality this year, which is why I like all the talk about the EPL computer generating the fixtures has been a bit of a fix, giving us a load of bloody hard fixtures at the end of the season. First game away, last game away. First time we play Arsenal's always at their ground. That happens every bloody year. So I'm all for it. It's us against them, and I think this could be a year that Tottenham Hotspur Football Club under Big Ange Postecoglou is going to surprise a few people. They're going to set up in a certain way. They're going to think, it's Tottenham Hotspur, isn't it? That's that boring team. All you got to do is run at them, and you just run through them and score a goal. No. We're going to be coming at you. Anyway, good times ahead. Very exciting. More Davinson Sanchez speculation. I love that quote of him where he says, or his agent, let's face it, his bloody agent, one of the leeches in football, all taking their 5%. The ones that want players to move every 5 minutes so they get another 5% of everything. But he's saying, he's had offers from other Premier League clubs. What, who? Luton? Who? What Premier League club would have Davinson Sanchez? But he doesn't want to play in the Premier League, despite all these millions of offers from Man City and Liverpool, and he's looking for a challenge in a league elsewhere. Yeah, okay, maybe a league in a country where they don't have TV, or the Premier League don't have any streaming rights to. That's the only hope he's got. But I, for one, think he's a great player. If any scouts are watching this, well worth your money. A kid for the future, real prospect. He'll win you trophies. So good luck to Davinson Sanchez. Anyway, I'm having a bit of a stroll around this morning. I might do a bit of streaming later tonight. Might see if I can get a fire going. See if I've got the technology to do it. Get some decent software, because the last cheap ass thing I tried, the stop button doesn't work. The stop button doesn't work. It says stop. And then at the end of the last stream I did, It's lucky I didn't go and have a dump. It really is, or even worse. But I just went to bed, did a big burp before I realised it was still on. So hopefully I won't have to inflict you lovely people with my bodily expulsions next time, and it'll be like all crisp and professional, like I know you Hotspur hippie freaks out there like to enjoy top quality production values and things like that. So anyway, I'm going to keep having a walk around here. It's a bloody cold but beautiful morning, and let's hope by the end of the day we start seeing a bit more transfer action. You know, we're getting rid of some people. Who's coming in? Who's coming in? Who's going to be privileged enough to join us at White Hart Lane? We will find out in the next few days. I hope. Get some guys in for pre-season so Ange can get his system into them, get them pumped, get them facing that way, not that way. It's all exciting times. Come on, you Spurs.